Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dhia Maulidiah from class 2C with number 086. Today I will explain to you about SUMENEP. So let's get started. First is the history of SUMENEP. The origin of the name SUMENEP comes from the Kawi language or Old Javanese, namely Songenep, song and nep. The word song means niche, basin or valley. Meanwhile, anap means calm sediment. So, the word Songenep means a calm valley or basin. The writing of this word gradually became SUMENEP. Next is dance traditional. One of the traditional SUMENEP dances is the Muang dance. If interpreted, Muang is throwing disaster. So, the meaning of this dance is a dance that refuses to raise disaster. There are several striking characteristics of this dance, including the dancer must be old and must be female, the dancing woman must not menstruate, and must be a virgin or unmarried. Therefore, usually if they do not meet the requirements, the dancer performer must resign. This dance is considered sacred because it is associated with a request to avoid bad luck. Therefore, the dancer must also be free from negative elements or must be holy as mentioned. The clothes used in this dance are the traditional wedding dress of Madura SUMENEP, namely lega, which has a red, black, and yellow color. The color of the clothes has its own meaning, which means Kapodang Nyocok Seare, which means Queen of all flowers. Next, we go to food. There are a lot of typical SUMENEP food that must be tried. If you want to eat snack, there is a pentol gape. Pentol gape is a pentol which he made using an iron mold to create a flat circular shape. Then, if you want to eat soapy food, there are a lot of choices, such as soto sabrang, soto selingkuh, kalsot, campur, kokot broth, and many more. So, if you want to taste the food, you can just come to SUMENEP. Next is tourist destination. In SUMENEP, there are many tourist destinations that can be visited with family or friends. One of the famous beaches in SUMENEP is Gili Laba. Gili Laba has clear sea water as well as clear blues. There you can also do snorkeling and see a very beautiful coral reef area. In addition to beach, SUMENEP also has tourist destination in the form of Limestone Hills. Kombang Limestone Hill was once used as a mining site, but because it is no longer productive, the surrounding community has turned the Limestone Hill into a tourism area for the public. It is said when viewed from afar, the Lambstone Hill looks like a castle building on the European continent. Very interesting, isn't it? Next is folklore. There is one folklore from SUMENEP which contains many cultural values, such as social values, religious values, personality values, and leadership values. The folktale is titled Potre Koneng. The story of Potre Koneng is a princess from the SUMENEP village who at that time was pregnant without having sex. There is an assumption that Potre Koneng is pregnant due to drops of a liquid which is the semen of Prince Adipodai, and an assumption that Potre Koneng is pregnant because she is always visited by a man in her dreams. That was caused Potre Koneng to get pregnant without a husband. Currently, SUMENEP already has an airport which was inaugurated by the President on Wednesday, 20 April 2022. So, for those of you who live far away but want to go to SUMENEP, You can fly by plane to Sumenep. There are tons of tours, food, and dance you should try and understand. So, don't forget to visit Sumenep. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.